What's going on? I'm Cultaholic.com, and today I'm going to jump into this chair in front of me. This is for the Giggolos and the Gigolettes. Do not try this at home, and I hope you like it. Flip this poo! Ah!
This is Super Empty Show. This is for Giggolos and Gigolettes. Oh yeah, wash your pussy for not being a good stuntman. Welcome to WTF Moments. Whoop whoop.
WTF!
Bon qui, je m'appelle Ross Twitter from Cultaholic.com. You are a sexual wank pheasant, and welcome to all the WTF moments from Extreme Rules of 2019. And first of all, I don't let too many people get away with calling me a pussy. But if one person can, it's Superhuman. I like Superhuman. He puts his body through hell. But let's talk about Extreme Rules, shall we? A pay-per-view that might just be the best main roster pay-per-view of 2019 so far, but Extreme Rules in 2019 is very much like a Toblerone. Let's just imagine that one triangle of a Toblerone represents one match on the Extreme Rules card. You eat 12 of those Toblerone triangles and they're all very nice. And you look in the bottom of the packet, you see one extra one. You think, ooh, a lovely chocolatey surprise. What a lucky person I am. So without thinking about it, you just stick your hand straight down the tube, but what do you feel? It's not a lovely chocolatey surprise, it's a massive crap. Yes, it was all going so well until we got the ending that nobody wanted. I just can't believe they gave us that ending that nobody wanted. So to the Kickoff show we go, and it turns out it was Charlie Caruso's birthday very recently, and I for one hope she had a horrible one, because she is a very nasty person to the people she interviews. Just be nice to people, man, Charlie. But upon hearing this news, Beth Phoenix said to Charlie Caruso, Charlie, it's not a birthday, it's a birth month. What a selfish woman Betty Phoenix is, who isn't satisfied with just a day to celebrate her birthday. She needs a whole pissing month. Here's how it goes in the real world, Beth. You wake up, you realise you're 1 year closer to the sweet release of death. You think about, oh, I'm 1 year closer to a lovely muddy grave, and you drink yourself into a coma to celebrate that fact. And here's a direct quote from Beth Phoenix from that Kickoff show for Extreme Rules 2019, where she said, "No holds barred stipulation leads heavily in the favour of The Undertaker and the big dog, Rollins." Hang on there, Betty Phoenix. Those pictures from room 605 might say otherwise, but Seth Rollins, he's no big dog. He is Becky Lynch's bitch, though. So he might be a female dog. I don't know, I'm confused. And next up we have the moment where Sam Roberts, the last professional broadcaster, claimed that Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the world today, is on a winning streak, the likes of which we haven't seen before. Shane McMahon's last defeat inside of a WWE ring occurred at Fastlane 2019 when he lost that match alongside The Miz to the Usos, and since then, Shane McMahon has won 8 matches in a row. Just 8, Sam. Just 8, and 2 of those matches included matches against Lance Anoa'i and a goat in a pissing gimp mask. And back with Sam Roberts, the last professional broadcaster we go, who claims that Drew McIntyre has the biggest appetite in the WWE locker room today. And I don't know about you, Sam, but I want to see Drew McIntyre sat down right next to Otis, and I want you to tell me who finishes a pile of meat yay high quicker, because it's going to be Otis. Ah, look at big baldy bastard Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans having a nice little tea party like little girls do in nursery. And Corbin appears to come dressed as my granny's carpet, but that doesn't matter because look at him there, he's so damn sexy! First of all, Tom Phillips does what Tom Phillips does, that, and that is face fornicate the poo out of a line on commentary on a WWE show when he claims the Raw and the Universal titles are on the line. Wrong. And then later on, he went on to say the Raw and the women's titles are to be defended. Also wrong. And it's got to be said they actually booked Nakamura versus your boy Finn Bálor for the Intercontinental Championship on a Kickoff show. Now, as we all know, this rivalry so far has seen Finn Bálor asked, Finn, who's your next challenger? He goes, I don't know there. I haven't got a clue who my next challenger will be. And at the same time, Nakamura is walking down the corridor during the SmackDown Live. He hears Bálor says that. He hops at the shot and goes, Finn, I'll do it, pal, yeah. I can say with all of the confidence in the world, this match did not need to happen. Aye, I didn't see this coming. If you're sat there at home claiming Ross, I did see this coming. I'm telling you at home, you're a massive pissing liar. But let me tell you, I don't not like what I'm seeing right there. It's nice to see the old Shinsuke Nakamura back because the old Shinsuke Nakamura, which is also the current Shinsuke Nakamura, is really pissing good. I just wish they would do the same with my bear and spirit animal Rusev because he's also really good. But does anybody fancy the sound of Bray Wyatt's Fiend versus Finn Balor's Demon? Because I reckon that's why Finn Balor had his title taken off him last night, because SummerSlam's coming up and that's the biggest party of the summer, and that's where all the freaks come out with their masks and body paint on and whatnot. Or they just want the Intercontinental Championship to do a 2002 and piss right off, because that's what Nakamura does to championship titles he holds on the main roster. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Rated R, like your boy, Xavier Woods. That was my impression of an Uso. He's building up quite the back catalogue of naughtiness, isn't he, Xavier Woods? So much so, we might have to start calling him XXX Xavier Woods, the naughty bastard. Now, my face was just like each of the New Days right there, because during the course of that interview there, Charlie Caruso, the biggest, nastiest piece of work I've seen in a very long time, was nice to a person she was interviewing all the way through an interview. The end is nigh, the end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh, nigh. And now we go to the Cultaholic representing inside of the arena in Philadelphia last night. Thank you to Big Sexy Reviews and that Rogue Warrior who was wearing a shirt. Which means, of course, everybody, it's John O'Clock, you bastard! Why was Sting's crow, or Raven's raven, being used for The Undertaker during that opening promo package to last night's show? I mean, I know it's the dream match we all wanted to see way back at WrestleMania 31, maybe even WrestleMania 27, but I don't think Raven wrestles too much these days, so don't get your hopes up. Mago, 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 mago. Straight away, he was in there with the one night of the year where WWE goes extreme. Isn't it so cool, guys? Let me spank your ass and take your name, Daddy. You don't need me to tell you why. That was a stupid thing for Michael Cole to say. Now, I'm sure this happens way more times than I care to mention, but if you didn't follow Drew McIntyre before last night's Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and you thought to yourself, oh, I like the look of all of that beef, I want to follow him on Twitter, and you followed WWE's instructions there, you would have gone to the wrong place. And yes, he actually follows me because we're best friends, okay? I love you, Drew. McIntyre, Undertaker for the first time ever, guys. Isn't it so cool, you silly twat, Michael Cole? It happened all the way back in 2010, so up yours. Made a grave mistake, Corey. Here's a direct quote from Corey Graves from the opening match from last night's show, where he said, I must admit this match strikes fear, strikes respect, strikes every emotion in the human body. Sadness? Disgust, of course, because Shane McMahon is on our screen sweating and wrestling again, isn't he? Could it be sexual desire, Corey Graves? I mean, when I see 54-year-old The Undertaker and Colonel McSweaty Bollocks himself sweating all over the ring, I do not get a stiffy. Honestly, I do not. Thank goodness there was somebody on hand from Peter to make sure the Graveyard Dogs, you did not mishear me, the Graveyard Dogs, that was their name, the Graveyard Dogs, in the spirit of rinsing every last penny from our pockets. They called them the Graveyard Dogs, for Christ's sake. At least they were in safe hands in case they drowned in Shane McMahon's sweat. And next up we have Michael Cole calling that World Cup there very controversial. I know you, Michael Cole, employee of WWE, arse kisser, presumably, to Vince McMahon. You didn't mean like that, but you can say that again, pal. Drew, he is the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Oh, spooky. But speaking of that moment there, Michael Cole mentioned at the start of that match that Drew McIntyre is 265 pounds and 6'5" of chiseled beef. He also mentioned during that match that The Undertaker is 6'10" and over 300 pounds of beef. Therefore, Michael Cole is a liar. And I know what you're thinking, The Undertaker's so old that he's starting to shrink, because of course that's what happens when you get old. But let me tell you, that picture there is from 2010, which proves The Undertaker's life has been a massive lie. I bet he's not even dead.
What'd she say?
Nah, seriously, what did she say? She didn't say it, did she? She didn't say that Shane McMahon is hooked. Did she? She did. Corey, I cannot remember when The Undertaker has looked that damn good said Michael Cole, who is an utter bellend. We get that The Undertaker has been bad for quite a while. He's an old man these days. Give him a break. But Jesus Christ, Michael, rub it in or what? Roman! He is also the ghost of Christmas yet to come to you. Oh, spooky. And next up, we have to address that advert about Raw Reunion. That's happening next week. Not tonight. Next week. I can't wait. The greatest superstars in WWE history, Austin, Flair, Michaels, Razor, Diesel, Angle, Slaughter. The Boogeyman, Santino, Devon Dudley. Yay! 3 of those things are not like the others.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Yeah, dum-dum. I knew that. Yeah, honest, I did, yeah.
What she say? Say, shut up, Renee. What she say? Say, shut up, Renee.
And next up we have Renee Young, who was having a go at the revival by saying that for people who are all about fists and no flips, these two lads are getting a bit frilly, aren't they? That's not what that's in reference to, man, Renee, because of course, as we all know, way back in the day when The Rock used to say, if you can smell what The Rock is cooking, he actually was saying to people, everybody, can you smell me apple pie? I cooked it myself, it's delicious. Stop trying to turn nothing into something, man, Renee, you massive hack. Who would do that, eh? Me, I would, yeah. And sticking with Renee, we have to bring up the fact that she bemoaned there was no backup referee to tell John Cone the Usos actually tagged themselves in, but John Cone couldn't see, of course, because his back was turned. Now, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, the fact that there's a backup referee only when WWE fancies it is absolute bollocks. Either do it all the time, or never do it at all. It's that simple.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Corey Graves getting a case for the first time ever. Quelle surprise, everybody, as the French would say. He claimed that for the first time ever, here in WWE, it's Cesaro versus Aleister Black. Nah, it's actually the 5th. It's a first singles match, but it's the 5th time they've been on opposite sides of the ring on the main roster in WWE. So, as they used to say back in the day. So get this, right? Aleister Black was on the middle rope. He jumped knees first, and Cesaro caught him on his shoulders. Now, as we all know, not all WTF moments have to be negative, and Jesus Christ, slap my arse and call me Gertrude in the same vein as Berlin. That move there, it just about took my breath away. What a tune. Winnie the Pooh hates Alexa Bliss. Now, if you didn't know at home, Winnie the Pooh is a small yellow bear who wears a red jumper but no trousers. Winnie the Pooh is a massive crack addict, and his addiction to honey is both his making and his downfall. We can only then assume that Alexa Bliss tried to cure Winnie the Pooh of his addiction, and that's where the hatred stemmed from, because you can't hate Alexa Bliss. She's lovely.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
And next up we have Corey Graves saying this always appears to be a recurring theme in Bayley's life. She's always second place. You know that Bayley, the Raw Women's Champion, the current SmackDown Live Women's Champion, an NXT Champion, a Women's Money in the Bank holder, and a woman who owns a lovely dog, for Christ's sake, always in second place. Corey, sometimes you are beyond help. Flashlights, security holding something, back answers on a postcard, please, I want to know what was happening here. John Cone, a professional wrestling referee in WWE today, the owner of some really powerful grapefruits that produced the youngest holder of a WWE Championship in history, and he's also a man that can see through walls. How does he know? How does he know? If there's one thing you would have a child like Byron Saxton being good at, it would be hide and piss and seek. But look at Byron there, he's not even good at that. What is the point in Byron Saxton?
Yep, I wrong. Yep, I wrong.
And of course, back with Byron again, because he was all like, oh, the New Day, they've got the tag team championships as well. They're all champions now. They've always been champions. Kofi said long time ago, when he wins the WWE Championship, all of the New Day hold the WWE Championship. Were you not listening?
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
So there he was, talking about Dolph Ziggler, and he claims that in WWE, it's all about the wins and losses. You're not working for AEW yet, pal. Nobody in WWE cares about the wins and losses because they're passed about evenly, like pieces of apple during fruit time in nursery. Dolph Ziggler. That's the WTF moment. Now, if he wasn't finished by winning the US title, relinquishing the US title, coming back at the Royal Rumble, entering number 30, then getting eliminated 2 minutes later, if he wasn't finished by being shafted by Big Drew McIntyre, if he wasn't finished by losing every single big match to Kofi Kingston he had, what happened last night has finally got to have finished Dolph Ziggler, or I don't know what's going on. Dolph has said time and time again that Kevin Owens is nothing but a fat, useless prick, and that fat, useless prick, who I love, by the way, beat him with one move in about 5 seconds. How do you come back from that? Good riddance, I say, Dolph. Go back to the 1980s where you and your hair belong. And speaking of Kevin Owens, we have to speak about the moment where he said that Shane McMahon can go straight to hell. Yes, Kevin, come on straight to hell. The hit Cultaholic show hosted by me. Please, I love you. So next up we have Corey Graves saying that a move that injured Seth Rollins' knee, you remember Samoa Joe's coquina clutch that sort of went wrong and bended Seth's knee the wrong way, is the same as a swooping kick thing by Samoa Joe to the outside of Kofi Kingston's knee. They're very different in reality. That cameraman there is a diddler and not, I repeat, not in the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast sense of the word. Now I know that Lacey had Seth written across her buttocks, and that camera angle there was presumably to show the fact she had Seth written across her buttocks, but she got her angles wrong, the cameraman got his angles wrong, and nobody came out with that shot there looking very good at all. I mean, Lacey's arse was looking good. But let's talk about that lady there having a man's name embroidered on her tights, on her bottom. It was called Mind Games, everybody. A bit of embroidery on some tights was Mind Games. Somebody's forgotten what Mind Games means along the way, haven't they? And what's more, the man who owns that man, who is written on that arse, was infuriated by that name on her arse, and the man whose name that is was also infuriated. So basically, I'm asking, are they children? The only woman to beat Ronda Rousey in WWE. How many times, man, Michael? 3 women have beaten Ronda Rousey. They are Becky Lynch, they are Sasha Banks, and they are Bayley. A tag team match way back in January. That's what you're looking for. Only one woman's pinned her though, and that's Becky there. And that's what you should be saying, because she's a man, a real man's man. And next up we have the realization that Corey Graves, that little cherub, plays the drums along the Seth Rollins theme. Look at him. How cute. There are no rules. Anything goes. It's Extreme Rules. It's pandemonium. But you must only touch a man if you are a man. And you must only touch a woman if you are a woman. And you also must wait your turn on the apron until somebody tags you in. You must abide by the rules. In this Extreme Rules match where it's like when your mum and dad host your 18th birthday party, isn't it? Lacey Evans, a married woman. She has the kids. She groped a man in a rather saucy way on international television.
What she say? Say, shut up, Renee.
Seth and Beth now, Renee. By that reckoning, I must have missed the people complaining about the chemistry in Becky Lynch and Edge's personal relationship now, Renee. And next up we have the moment where Lacey Evans somehow dropped a chair right into Becky Lynch's face, even though Becky Lynch was stood up. Now I've said this before and I'll say this again. I understand that mistakes happen in professional wrestling, but why the hell do they keep happening to Becky Lynch's face? If they're both eligible to be pinned at the same time, why did they have to tag in and out to begin with? Answer on a postcard, please. Now hold on a second, everybody. Can somebody tell me why a lady WWE superstar hitting a male WWE superstar with a weapon is fine when a male superstar hits a fake professional wrestling move on a lady superstar? That's not fine. Intergender wrestling is fine. Stop making social issues out of everything. It's all about the context. Yes, if big bully bastard Baron Corbin just dropped Becky Lynch where she stood with no context and no story that's been told for many, many months by this stage, yes, that's not a good look. But what the hell have we been doing for the past few months? That moment has been building up for some time, and it was effective in my opinion. It's simulated combat in an environment where simulated combat is supposed to be taking place. Nia Jax at the start of the year entered the Men's Royal Rumble and she got dropped by 3 men simultaneously, and that was a fantastic moment because of the context that surrounded what she was doing. That last night, it got Baron Corbin heat. Becky Lynch looked amazing doing it. Eventually, the heel who did that dastardly thing, he got his comeuppance by losing the match. It all worked in my opinion. Again, I don't want to see men just hitting women. That's not what this is about. Men hitting fake professional wrestling moves on women inside of a professional wrestling ring, intergender wrestling. It works, does it not? It's fake. And if you do disagree with me, that's fine. The intergender wrestling debate has been around for years, and I'm sure it'll be around for years to come. But if you do disagree with me, go and watch Tessa Blanchard versus Sami Callihan from Impact Slammiversary last weekend, because that was good. And then we got to the finish of the whole night, and I cannot believe they're doing this once again. You've positioned Brock Lesnar as this mercenary who hates WWE. He hates the fans, he hates professional wrestling, but he loves the money that comes with the sport. Nobody wanted to see Lesnar cash in successfully, and surely after painting Brock Lesnar as the arsehole as you have for so long now, this was surely yet another star-making moment for Seth Rollins, who could have stopped Brock Lesnar from taking the Universal Championship from TV, from the fans once again. After years and years of the same old bollocks, now looks like we're going to be getting more of that same bollocks. We've made it very clear by now, we absolutely hate, once again, WWE putting smiles on the faces of the fans. What's a good pay-per-view ruined by something that nobody wanted to see? And yes, I'm being guilty of not letting the story play out, but Jesus Christ, what a moment to take the wind out of your sails and leave you feeling a little bit sad. What a shame, eh? That's it for all your WTF moments from Extreme Rules 2019. I've been Ross from Cultaholic.com. Check back for the reactions tomorrow. We'll do Raw, WTF this week, SmackDown as well, and we'll have a great old time. Bugger off, Brock, will you? Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can play us to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us